Season preview. Here we go, everybody. We're going to start you off with the Pathmate Cobblestone molds. These are such a great idea, and I encourage you to read the reviews on hsn.com. You're going to find things like it's easy to use. We love the look of it. Absolutely beautiful, very elegant, a fun project for me and the family. Here's what you do. You rake out the area that you want to put them in, and you set them down. All right? You get your concrete. You mix up your concrete. We even got that odd job barrel to mix it up, and you pour it in. That's it. You give it a little scoop to smooth it out, and then you let it set overnight. Now, at this point, you can add your little decorative shells, and you can put some, if you want to put little glass beads or whatever, you trowel it out. Once you lift that off, you can add some fill dirt, some stone dust, some sand, some gravel, whatever it is. You sweep it over, and you have created the most beautiful path you have ever seen. Corey Bergeron, come on out here, buddy. Good to see you, pal.
How are you, guy?
You are lawn and garden. I see you. I know it's lawn and garden, pal. This has been so popular here and a huge customer pick on hsn.com for a reason. It really is. It's such a simple and fun way to get that pathway or that little walkway that you've been looking for all your life.
It is. And this is how it works. You're seeing both of them overhead here, and I want you to see that it can go together two ways, okay? If you put them together like this, you have a 2-foot wide pathway, or if you need a more narrow pathway, you can swing it around like this, and now you actually have about 18 inches wide. You can even make an entire patio with this. You can put one here, you can put one here, you can put one here. They all fit together in a big square pattern. You can make your entire back patio out of cobblestone. But the idea here is that you're doing something that really is a piece of cake. I mean, I literally got these home. I haven't seen them in a year and a half. My mother-in-law's had them in her garage, and she has pathways all over her backyard now. And she does it. She's in her 60s, and she has no problem doing this because they really have made it simple. Let me take you over here and show you exactly how it's done, because it really is not a very complicated process. It's very, very simple. So if you take a look down here, the first thing I've got to tell you is that when I did this in my driveway, I built this prop and I made this pathway so I could show you how it's done. This one took me 10 minutes. This one took me 10 minutes. This one took me a little less because I didn't quite finish it. I wanted to be able to do that on air. But I had 2 kids hanging on top of me the whole time I did this. Yeah. Ethan and Aiden were hanging on my shoulders. Ooh, Dad.
And there's like another 7 or 8 of them running around there, isn't there?
Oh, at least. So here's how it's done. You just take that mold and you place it down on the ground. You mix up your concrete and you pour it in there. You make your concrete kind of soupy so it goes down into all the corners. Then you take, now this I paid $1.50 for at a home improvement store. You don't even need this. This is a mason's trowel. You could just use a little garden spade. It would work the same for you. And you just kind of smooth it out and pack all the concrete into the corners. You then take any old board, and you drag it across the top to get rid of any extra concrete and just kind of drag it off. You wait, you ready for this? 2 minutes. That's it.
Sets up pretty
You're
quick.
using quick dry concrete.
Yep.
2 minutes. That's it. Then you grab it by the edges, you give it a wiggle one way, you give it a wiggle the other way, and when you pop it off, that's what you're left with right there.
Awesome,
isn't that beautiful?
Man. Yeah.
Now, these big cracks in here, they were left on purpose so that you could fill that with anything you want. Here we've done some Spanish moss, but here you could put sand in there, you could put gravel in there. What I really love, I love the look of taking soil and actually packing it down in there and then scatter some grass seed on it. Let the grass come up between the stones. You can mow right over the top. It's no maintenance, and it'll look like that pathway's been there for 100 years.
I saw there's a guy in my neighborhood who did that exact thing. He planted that grass in between. He planted it. He had some guys out there working on his yard for about a week doing this, and I'm thinking, how much money did this must cost? Not only to set the stones, plant the grass, rake it all. I mean, the guy probably spent a fortune. You can do this in a fraction of the time, and it's so economical because you buy the concrete, you get a bag of concrete. What does that cost you?
It's about $3.50, $4.
$3-4 for the concrete. Right. And then take a look what you got at the end of the day. Now, this one, and I'm going to tell you, Corey did this about 2, maybe 3 years ago. You did this?
About 2.5 years ago. We did this whole thing in under 2 hours.
Yeah, and take a look. I mean, it's perfectly set. It's even, what I love, too, is it's patinaed over the time. It's got that kind of weathered look. It's gorgeous. It looks like it's been here for a long time. You can do this anywhere, and even if it's, maybe it's that little walkway from your car to the front door. Maybe it's like in my backyard, it's grass, but there's a walkway that goes to the outdoor shower. It's perfect for that.
Right.
By the way, Corey's got the mixing barrel. We have this available, right, Doug? We got this available for you as well. This is a great way to mix your concrete.
It certainly is. And here, it's very, very simple. All you're going to do is dump your bag of concrete inside. The top is actually your measuring cup. You just fill it up according to the designations on the side, dump your water in, and then you take this whole barrel and you tip it over and lay it on its side. Those big fins that are cut into the side are the secret. All you're going to do, and I'm going to put this down, you guys, all you're going to do is lay it on the ground just like this and just kick it with your foot and just roll it across your yard. My 7-year-old did this. He just put his hands on it, and rolled it to the neighbor's driveway and back. 60 seconds, you'll have perfectly mixed concrete every time, and you can roll it right to the job site so you're not having to lug it around.
This is one of those great projects that you can do with your kids, too. They will absolutely love it. You know, we live here on the beach, and so we have a lot of shells and things around here, and you can use decorative, shells in there. You can go to any craft store. You can buy the little jewels, the little pieces of glass. All you do, folks, is you rake away the leaves or debris, and you set it on the ground. That's all you need to do. Doesn't even have to be that level, because it kind of will level itself, and it looks a little more natural that way. You mix up your concrete. Maybe you get the odd job barrel. You mix it up, and you pour it in. Now, you can also add colors to your concrete.
Yes.
Corey's going to talk to that in a sec. They have a thing called cement color where you can actually color it. So if you want to do red or if you want to do, a different color, terracotta, you can do those colors. You just smooch it out there. You let it set overnight. And the next day you come in and you can buy a bag of that sand, or if you live here like us, you can grab it at the beach, whatever. Gravel, whatever you want to put down, and then you sweep that in. And again, at the end of the day, look at what you've got here. Whether you put the moss in there, grass. Over here, it's just patinaed. We got a little dirt and gravel, and then put some mulch around the outside. Look at how nice that looks. So now you can walk around there, check out your garden, check your flowers out, and not be putting your feet, in soaking wet grass.
Keep something in mind here, Guy. You've said overnight. You don't need to let this set overnight.
I mean,
you literally do this in an afternoon. This is not a weekend-long project.
That's true, because cement goes pretty fast.
Oh, my God. Well, this is quick dry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even that walkway that you saw us, that we did over there, that we did in less than 2 hours, that was completely hardened and ready to fill the cracks in less than 2 hours. And you can do all kinds of custom things to it. Like, for instance, right here, this is my 4-year-old's foot. He's not 4 anymore. He's getting ready to turn 9. But his foot is immortalized. Imagine when he comes home from college and he puts his big old foot down on top of that. He's immortalized in the stone. This is my daughter's hand right here. She was 5 when she did this, okay? And now, I mean, she's so much older than that. She's going into middle school. Look at the amazing, I mean, she's immortalized. You'll also notice that concrete is red. I paid $2.50 for this. It's a powder. You can buy it at any home improvement store. You just dump it in with your concrete and mix it in, and you can make it any color you want. How about this one right here? This is actually covered with what they call pea stone. I paid $2.50 for 100 pounds of this. It's really inexpensive. They're little tiny stones about the size of peas, and while the concrete was still wet, I just poured it on top and smashed it down with my hand, and it gives you the look of a high-end hotel pool deck or something.
Awesome,
I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. But once again, you must realize this is a piece of cake to do. Let me take you back over again and show you how it's done, because you can literally go across your backyard in an afternoon. And one of the great things about this, Guy, you actually touched on this, is you don't really need to level the ground ahead of time. Because if you're going to buy pavers at the home improvement store, the same pavers that all the Joneses have, right? I'm going to put this back on here so I can show you how it's done. If you buy pavers at the home improvement store, pavers are flat on the bottom. So if the ground is not completely flat underneath, they're going to tip and wobble and be all over the place. When you're pouring wet concrete in here, it's going to automatically form to the curves underneath it and fill those in. You don't even need it to be perfectly level. So once again, here's what you're going to do. You're going to put your mold down. You're going to mix up your concrete, make it kind of soupy, and then pour it in here. Soupy so that it goes into all the little nooks and crannies. Okay, just add like an extra cup of water. You're then going to take, this is a mason spade. You don't even need this. Just use a garden trowel and just pack all the concrete into the corners. Make sure it's all in there nice and tight. Then you're going to take any old board. This one is just out of my garage. It doesn't even matter. Just as long as it has a straight edge on it, and you're just going to take that extra concrete and pull it off so that you don't have anything extra on there. You wait 2 minutes. You're using quick dry concrete, 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, you give it a wiggle, and when you pull that mold off, here's what you're left with underneath. Now, we give you 2 molds, and we do that so you can leapfrog them. While this one is drying for 2 minutes, you can put the next mold over here, and you can pour this one and then come back and pull this mold off and go in front of the next one, and you leapfrog them. With 2 molds, I'm telling you, you can have a 40-foot path right across your backyard, from your back porch to your shed, from your pool out to the garden gate, whatever you want. You can do that in an afternoon.
Yeah, and you'll love it. Hey, listen, it's a price break. We got $5 off, so it's only $24.95. You can create in an afternoon what it would probably take a landscape company, a couple of days to do, and talk about a fraction of the price. Read the reviews. Love the look, elegant, easy to use, great project, beautiful. Everybody loves it, and you really can have fun with your kids and your grandkids as well. Great project for them, too. $24.95, 411730. By the way, we still have the Odd Job Mixing Barrel. That's available for 11810. So if you want that as well.